This is Aliens and Artists, part 2 of our conversation with Yvonne Smith. Exclusive 4+ members and patrons, not that measly milquetoast drivel we phone in on the minus episodes. I'm your host, Stuart Davis. Yvonne is a hypnotherapist with over 30 years of experience working with abductees and contactees. In this episode, we discuss Yvonne's own anomalous experiences, including tall spiders talking to her child and being instantaneously transposed from a mundane reality to a decidedly exotic one. And later, I come out of the closet as an alien. Yvonne, have you personally had anomalous experiences? If yes, how has that factored in your life, this work, your family?
I have had anomalous experiences, and I think it may have come from my mother because it's, intergenerational. She was very psychic, as I mentioned. She said she used to sit on my grandmother's roof and look up in the sky and the stars and wondering what's out there. I don't remember anything in childhood, early childhood, but my strangeness started happening in my early 30s. And I had this, back when I was still married, my boys were very young. I just started my practice. And I was doing something just very mundane, cleaning the bathroom floor. And I tell people to watch out for these flashbacks, as I know exactly what they are. All of a sudden, I was in this large round room. I was no longer in my bathroom. And there were many tables, flat tables in this room, and people lying on them. And there was a being that was standing to my left, but a little behind me. So I didn't really see her, but it felt like a female, and she was very tall, and she had a white robe on, and she extended her hand, like showing me this room. And the message I got was, you're going to be helping a lot of people. And then it just, then I was back in my bathroom. And so I tell my clients, don't be surprised if you have flashbacks or a snapshot of memory, because that's how the subconscious will start bubbling up with what's been hidden. And my youngest son, well, both my sons had experiences. My youngest son especially, he would see entities in his room. He would see particularly this tall spider talking to him. And if you remember on the end of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, when Roy Neary sees the ship and it opens up, and that tall, spindly, whitish being comes out and walks towards him. And my son, when he was about 5, 6 years old, he said, "Mom, that's what comes into my room." And I was, just starting my practice. And so I thought, oh my God, my own child this is happening too. But I feel and I know that going through these experiences and my son has made me a better therapist. I totally understand when someone comes in and says, is worried about their child, because I was there, I've been there. At first, Bud Hopkins had warned me, and he said, when you speak publicly, don't say anything about your own experiences, because you'll lose credibility, he thought, and objectivity. And so I didn't for many years. And he was right back then, because that was, in the 90s and early 90s. And so, but now with 30 years later, and I have clients who are coming forward that are very responsible, professional people, I feel like, it's my time too. It's my time too to come forward. But I'm convinced that it's made me a better therapist.
Hello, Minus listeners. Quick heads up. To hear this fascinating exclusive episode with Yvonne Smith in its entirety, just become a patron or a Plus member. Why should you? This is such bullshit. It's insurmountably difficult. It's exorbitantly overpriced. Who are these pampered assholes charging for content? I am that they. Them is we. I created Aliens and Artists for one reason: to become affluent. I'm close. I'm fluent. Every new patron and Plus member adds some aff to my fluency. Girl, you looks good when you back that aff up. If this trajectory of exponential enrichment continues unabated, soon I shall jeter through the foyer of my villa in Tuscany, adorned in naught but a taut lace lingham sheath, which is what I'm removing as I speak. Patrons and Plus members will live out their days in said villa. It's only just. You paid for it, and I require a coterie of sycophants to shun and punish and absolve and cuddle and cast out again. I need you. I alone cannot eat every olive. Is this utopia? Utopia me. Food fights with truffles, navel shots with cheval blanc, hacky sackers shot on sight. That's the bliss I'm building with patrons and Plussers. Click the link in the show notes to claim your Dionysian denouement. Now, here's another sample of what Plus members and patrons exclusively get every Plus episode.
Season 1. I'm coming out of the cosmic closet. I'm an alien. Or at least I was before I started showing off. Hey, look what I can do. I can become a human. But don't be afraid of me because I'm an alien. Word to the wise, you might want to stop calling us aliens. It's alienating. I know humans are still getting over sexism and racism, but you should know that alien is basically the N-word to us, and only planetists would use it. I come from a very long line of cosmic gypsies. We find exotic hotspots in the universe, then mingle and party and get laid. We literally incarnate as different forms of life for shits and giggles. We've been doing this since God shot his wad in what humans call the Big Bang. We're interplanetary party crashing, rocking the box of paradox that is life and death. 38 years ago, my friend had just returned from a place called Earth. Dude, you gotta go, he telepathied. You have not been dumpster diving until you've crawled into the body of a person on Earth. Being a person is the wildest ride in the universe. Why, I telepathied? Because a person comes out of another person. The only way into Earth is out of a woman. Just when you get used to living inside a woman, the woman you live in ejects you from one of the many holes a person has. Then pow! The lights hit your visual receptors. Fucking A, dude, the lights. You will be squinting for weeks.